Hello, Shabana ji. Welcome to the 11th Indian Film Festival of Ireland 2020, which is being held online and virtual this year. My name is Naz, your UK host and coordinator for the festival. Indeed, it's a very big pleasure to see you here virtually this year. How are you doing, Shabana ji?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
I understand you've attended the film festival previously in Ireland. How was it like?
Oh, it was lovely. It was absolutely lovely because Siraj is somebody who is very deeply involved with Indian cinema, loves it, and cherishes his guests. Dublin is a beautiful city, and we had a very, very good time.
What do you think of Ireland generally? Are you able to share your fond memories?
Well, just, after one always thought of Ireland because of all the tension there, it was so calming and so beautiful to actually be there. We also went to a couple of universities and we drove around, and it's green and it's beautiful. And I kept thinking that many, many more films should be shot in Ireland because it is so beautiful.
And this year, Neeraksam will be screening at the Indian Film Festival of Ireland 2020. And what a masterpiece, I must say. And your brother, Baba Azmi sir, definitely made us wait to see his directorial debut. But it was so worth it. How does it make you feel?
It makes me very, very proud. I feel very, very proud, and which is the reason why it's the first film that I'm presenting. The film is a very beautiful, emotional story between a father and a daughter on one level, but on the other level, it touches upon so many values that our father, Kafi Azmi, believed in and propagated through his life, either through his poetry or through his activism. I'm so excited about it being the opening night at the festival. And I really hope that it will strike the same kind of chord with the viewers as it is done here in India.
And Neeraksam, it raises some questions on the role of religion and how it can potentially segregate cultural activities. Like here, the association of Bharatanatyam is associated with the Hindu religion. What do you think of this, and how does Neeraksam act as a positive catalyst to promote communal harmony and national integration?
My brother Baba and I was raised by our parents, the Urdu poet Kafi Azmi and the theatre actor Shaukat Kafi, to believe that art should be used as an instrument for social change. The values that our parents inculcated in us was a great love for India's composite culture, for her pluralism, for what is called her Ganga Jamni Tehzeeb. So I think at the present times, it's very, very relevant because these values are being brought into question almost on a daily basis. I think we must appreciate that India is rich because of her diversity, and her pluralism is her greatest strength. We have to focus on the fact that religion is separate from one's culture, and this inclusive culture, this composite culture of India is what the film celebrates. And very tellingly, the father, the humble tailor, played by Danish Hussain, says that, it is part of our cultural heritage. Don't mix it up with religion. I think that's a very important thing to say in these times.
भरतनाट्यम हमारी मुल्क की तहजीब का एक हिस्सा है। हमारे लोग तो कभी आपको अपनाएंगे नहीं, इस चक्कर में आप अपने लोगों से भी जाएंगे।
कतरा कतरों से जब मिल के रहता है तभी दरिया बनता है। अकेली बूंद धूप नहीं सह सकती, भाप बन के फना हो जाती है।
हम पर इतनी सारी मुश्किलें हैं लेकिन कोई हमारी मदद नहीं कर रहा।
as well as seeing Aditi Subedi in the film, and indeed she's a very bright young debutant, it was also a real pleasure to see Nasiruddin Saab on our screens too, who you worked with on numerous projects. How was he roped into the project?
My brother Baba was a DOP of a few films that Nasir worked in, and they stuck up a very warm relationship over the years. And when Baba told Nasir that this is the first feature film that he's making, Nasir just said, I have to be in it, and didn't ask for the script or anything, just said that I'm going to be in the film. And it was later that Baba told him the story and the role and all that, and he's done such a wonderful job. And what to me is really, really amazing is that Nasir is the opposite in real life of the character that he's playing. He's a very progressive, liberal person, and yet he brings so much authenticity to this obscurantist dharm ka thekedar that I find that quite fascinating.
How interesting is that? And
Yeah.
how pleased are you with the Mir Raksam reviews right now?
My heart is full. My heart is full. I mean, I knew that people would like the film, but that it would receive this kind of appreciation makes me feel very, very overwhelmed, because I think it has managed to strike a chord in people's hearts somewhere, and which is why these wonderful compliments that keep coming Baba's way. So much appreciation for Aditi, for Danish, for Shraddha, who plays the Khala, and so many others, Kaustubh, etc. And for me, I think what is very, very special is that Mir Raksam has been shot entirely in Mijwan, which is a tiny little village in Azamgarh, UP, where my father was born, and where he set up an NGO called Mijwan Welfare Society that works for the empowerment of the girl child and women. Now, after he passed away in 2002, it fell on me to take the work forward. And it is so wonderful to see that Aditi Subedi, who was born and brought up in Mijwan, had never faced the camera in her life. She had never done a step of Bharatnatyam, was chosen by Baba to do this, and she lived up to that expectation so beautifully, because she worked very, very hard. She would sort of, rehearse for between 6 to 8 hours a day, and she looks like she was born for the part. Now, what that has done is, because Aditi has met with so much success, it has opened new pathways for the young girls in and around Mijwan, because now she's a role model for them. Now they can see that, it's all right to have aspirations and dreams, because they can be realized. And that, to me, is really the best takeaway from Mir Raksam.
Definitely, Mir Raksam goes beyond levels when it comes to inspiring people, especially girls, young girls, to follow their dreams. And I'm so glad that a film like Mir Raksam has come about. And no doubt that your partnership with Baba Azmi sir goes hand in hand. So are you going to be working together in future projects that you're able to share details on, maybe?
I have told Baba, please cast me in your next project. And so he's sort of putting his collar up and saying, well, I'll see if there's a role for you, etc. I'd love to work with him. I'll tell you why, because I've done several films with him in which he's been the director of photography. And I think the very special ability that Baba has, and that's probably because his mother was an actor, and his sister and his wife and his mother-in-law, he's surrounded by actors in the family, so he's very sensitive to them. Now, I've noticed that it has sometimes happened that an actor is given a very beautiful emotional shot. But maybe something went wrong with the camera angle so that it isn't perfect. But Baba is willing to sacrifice that because of the emotional intensity of the shot given by the actor. That's very rare. Because, I mean, a cinematographer is supposed to be obsessed with his frame and his work, and yet he's willing to defer to the actor. Now, that's very comforting. Also, he photographs very, very well. I mean, Baba has this thing where he loves his actors and he wants them to look nice. And if you say that this profile of mine is not nice, take that profile. So he doesn't argue with you and try to tell you that, no, both your profiles are the same. He says, listen, you've spent much more time staring at yourself in the mirror. So you probably know better than me. So I'll go with it to whatever extent I can. That's very assuring.
Oh, this is so good to hear. Well, from myself and everyone at the Indian Film Festival of Ireland 2020, we're wishing you and the team of Mir Raksam all the very best, and just keep doing all these fantastic movies, and we look forward to seeing more of your works. Thank you very much for your time, Shabana ji.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I wish that this was not just a virtual event and that we could have all traveled to Dublin. But inshallah, there will come a time when we will do that. Thank you.